John McGinn starred as Aston Villa produced a blistering performance to rout Everton at Villa Park. Peep peep. Aston Villa were far too good for Everton, whose collective morale took a one-way trip to the basement during the 90 minutes. John McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Leon Bailey, and John Duran got the goals, and it could have been more. Fiercely independent journalism shapes a fairer world. At The Guardian, we have no billionaire owner, so we're free to report rigorously on world events, never manipulated or silenced by outside influence. This live blog is no different, and is a great way to understand every single minute of a story as it unfolds. We've been publishing our live blogs for more than 2 decades, covering huge political moments, conflict and war, natural disasters, sports matches, and so much more. And they have been read by millions, because we keep Guardian journalism open and free for everyone. We all deserve to read trustworthy information to better understand our world's people, power, and politics. But to fund this vital work, we rely on the generosity of readers who are in a position to pay for news. If you can, please support us on a monthly basis from just $2. It takes less than a minute to set up. Thank you. Everton also lost Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Alex Iwobi to what looked like medium-term injuries. But the poverty of their performance, the last 2 goals were grim, shouldn't overshadow a thrilling attacking display from Villa. They are going places. Everton looks set for another long season. Thanks for the match highlights from 1989, 58 minutes, says Joe Pearson. Gotta love the short shorts. To be fair, Villa did finish second that season, but a shellacking is still a shellacking. Live games were an event in those days, and I remember that match vividly. It was the first time I really became aware of David Platt, who was in the process of taking a shortcut from anonymity to a World Cup semifinal. That game was also when Villa's unlikely title challenge really started to gather momentum, because Everton were a much fancied side. Young's throw in towards the last defender, Keane, was intercepted by Duran, who knocked it past Keane and ran through on goal. Pickford came out, and Duran calmly slipped the ball past him with his left foot. It's his first goal for Villa. McGinn is a seriously good player, Rob, writes Simon McMahon. With all respect to Villa, they have been excellent for a while now. I feel he still goes slightly under the radar, and could easily play for a bigger club. I know statistics don't tell the whole story, but he has 16 goals in 56 appearances for Scotland, a far better strike rate in international football than Beckham, Scholes, Gerrard, Giggs among others, and almost identical to Robson, Lampard, and, indeed, Zidane. I agree he's underrated. I think a lot of people still see him as a ball winner, which is a load of nonsense. This could get very ugly. Diaby, who has again been impressive, runs at a backpedaling defense and slides a lovely through ball into the path of Watkins. He screws a first-time shot back across the outrushing Pickford, but gets a bit too much on it, and it rolls wide of the far post, hurling it into the Everton area. It bounced awkwardly in front of Keane, whose miserable attempted clearance, a kind of half-arsed Karat kick, went straight to Bailey 12 yards out. He allowed the ball to run across his body and drove it through the legs of Pickford. The Everton defense was asleep. An emphatic first-half performance from Aston Villa, who lead through a volley from John McGinn and a penalty from Douglas Luiz. They've been great. Everton, who lost poor Dominic Calvert-Lewin with a cheap bone injury, have not. I feel this is Everton's year, says Tony Hughes. As a longtime Villa fan, I know only too well that you can only circle the gaping maw of the championship for so long before it pulls you in. You become one of those 3 teams worse than us teams. It feels like it's inevitable for Everton. I think they'll be okay if Dyke stays at the club. If Luton and Sheffield United go down, fairly or not, most people think they will. Everton only need to finish above one other team. Pau Torres misses a great chance, flicking a header across goal, rather than towards it after another terrific cross from Dean. Watkins managed to reach the ball on the stretch at the far post, but he couldn't divert it on target. The flag went up after the event, though I'm not sure whether the offside was before or after Torres' header. Calvert-Lewin's face has started to swell after that collision with Martinez, so he has been replaced by Arnaut Danjuma. It doesn't count as a concussion substitute, but it does look like he has done serious damage to his cheekbone. The poor guy cannot catch a break. Villa are playing some blistering stuff. McGinn swaggers away from Guy on the left and releases the overlapping Dane.